Good evening. Good evening. Here we are once more for mental mind treatments on a Monday night. Happy Easter, everybody. I trust you've had a lovely Easter holiday weekend. I certainly did. I also want to thank Marion, who's already on, where she is with the singing beautiful Tibetan bowl to help me actually to ensure that the mental mind treatments are powerful and welcomed. So I have some names already down here, and we will begin and see what happens. Because I know in the U.S., where a lot of people that come in live, Monday is their holiday, whereas in Canada, the Friday is more the holiday. And even though Monday's part of it, all the shops were open and all those other things that go on. So there is that little bit of a difference between the two countries at this time of the year. So we'll see what happens, what shows up, and what goes on. My first treatment and awareness is for mango. We started last week. Sometimes we have several weeks for a person. And this is to release depression and experience her inner strength and knowing. I have three numbers here, 12, 11, and 17. So in one way, there's an acceptance of her condition, the depression, and 11, recognizing what has created that, recognizing what is being all around with that, and to understand the balancing effect that can happen, that you can create, that how important your energy is in putting out and having things work and the different directions that you want. So this is very important here. So what I'm going to do is the treatment for this, for mango, and let's see what exactly comes together for that. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know as I speak my word for mango, that the inner strength and the knowingness is able to break through the cloud of depression that is there. Knowing that there is more than the thoughts, the feelings, and the awareness of this heaviness. And as one breathes, I really feel there is importance to be able to breathe out. We had exercises years ago that we used to do when I was studying, was breathe in light and breathe out the dark, or whatever it is that's bothering you and where you are and what's going on. So one of the things here, Flamingo, is really to know that the energy, the light, whatever you want to call the supreme being, people have different names for it. So it is like allowing that energy to take the pain, because depression is usually about pain. I'm not feeling connected, not feeling aware, not feeling of where you are. Now I give thanks in knowing that the universal love energy is right there for her, and so that she can reach out and begin to release this depression and come more into a balance of her own strength, her own energy, her own awareness. And so I release this knowing that it is done and it is there for her to breathe into it and become it. And so I give thanks. And so it is. I also have got one for Kayla, had phoned in. I see that sometimes she connects in later, so I had quite a long conversation with her actually. And what we're looking for here is to be. To be means to be fully into who you are and radiate love, which is really what she knows a lot about. But when we look at the numbers, the number 3 is the love, but the 12 is the acceptance of that. And same is 20. To accept the love for oneself fully. Very often we have it up here, we understand it, but to bring it into the body, to bring it into the awareness so that we can become and then radiate that love out into the world, to become all that we can be. That is where Kayla is working for, creating. And I just love that she says, I want to be and radiate love. And it's like, yeah, how do we write B? Capital letters, B-E, to be. It's actually becoming, to become all that you can be, all that you are, and all that you have. So that's the treatment on that. I know there is one power and one essence, whatever name that you call it, that loves and is there for you. There she is. She's come on in now. And to know that there is love and light. So as you breathe in that love, allow it to radiate on all levels of where you may feel blocked, upset, unsure of. I spoke on Sunday in my Sunday thought about judgments and how we need to forgive ourselves for them. And so it's about allowing out with every breath in, bringing the love, every breath out, we let go through acceptance that the love is real, is there, and we can glory in it. Actually, we can just relax and glory in it. And so I give thanks for the knowing of that. And I also read Kayla's blessing to all and thanks to myself for all she gives to us all. Thanks, Kayla. I appreciate that. I like this. I feel very much lighter. I know we've done a lot of different ones through the weeks, but I feel light with this one. So that's really, really good for that. I also want to do a treatment. I can't remember if Leroy asked me to do another week, but I'm doing it because I kind of like working in three. The three is a creative number as well as love number. So it's, so he has been sick. He's getting better. He emailed me and let me know he was getting better, which is really good news. So what I decided to do today for him was to look at, with every breath, becoming happier and healthier. I got 20, which is that major acceptance. 15 is the emotion, when we have emotion, and 7 is leaving the emotion behind. So it is like the acceptance that we feel and experience different levels and different aspects, and they do come and go. Our body is always letting us know how it feels about everything. So the key here is, like with your breath, you understand being happier and healthier, and you accept that. You accept the love of the universe that is there, whatever you call it. If people call it different names, I call it the love source, but you can call it God or Jesus or Allah or whatever other deity you want to use. So with every breath, you breathe that energy in and become happier and become healthier. And then it's like not get tied up in our emotions that we have about things when things aren't going the way we want them to go, and we let that go. We put it behind us and we move forward with ease and with grace. So in the treatment, I would say, I know the power is there, and I know Leroy is connected. I also know with every breath, there is happiness and there is health. As he releases the old, moves into the new, understanding how that power is like there for him to breathe in. And so he becomes happier, healthier. Perhaps we're going to add money in there as well, more friendly. Also, there's all sorts of things that he may want and desire. Just know that it's all there to bring forward and to let go anything that blocks it, or the fear of it not coming in. That's the 15 there, letting go the fear, but rather knowing, coming into peacefulness within. I give thanks in knowing that Leroy is moving further and further into happier and healthy vibration. So with every breath, happier and healthier. And so it is. Amen. Okay, let's have a look here. Karen Lee. Hi, dear. Hi, Norma. I would love a treatment, please. I've been very tired and not sleeping well. Sometimes I think that's the weather, because I could do that too. But the numbers, so what we want is sleeping, I guess, and energy. Just writing down here, Karen Lee. 2, 12, and 17. Oh, there's lots of 17 seem to be down in there. So, okay, I'm just going to have a sip of water. A busy day today, so I managed to get home, have a quick little nap just so I was not exhausted. So, 2, 12, and 17. You know, many times these things are choice. And often we feel like, I know I do, and I think I'm just like everybody else, is that we just slip into habits. And so we don't look at the choice that we have to change our thinking in particular, which then changes the feeling. And so with here, what I'm seeing is that 12 of acceptance is, you know, there's many times we don't like what's happening, or we don't like what's being done or being said or whatever. We don't like it. But is it something we can change? Is it something we can have a direct effect? And often it isn't. So this is where the acceptance comes in. We will instead go into our minds and kind of worry it. And in worrying it, we haven't really made a decision, because in the number 2, it's always about decision. What are we deciding? Where are we going? And what are we doing? And it's as if we can accept things, then we can come into balance with that 17. So this, I think, is just turning off the mind a bit, turning off the different emotions, as so it all gets very you get very tired because there's no rest. And the thing is to be able to get into rest. And that's the 12 of acceptance of whatever it is that rests you. I use color a lot. When I get like that, I use my color. I have a specific color, and drown my body in that a little bit, or just take my mind somewhere that's peaceful and not worrying about all the little bits and pieces that can turn up from the subconscious mind. So let's have a look what the treatment says. Knowing there is one power and one essence. Oh, I'm choking. Hang on a sec. Knowing there is one power and one essence, I speak my word for Karen Lee. As I speak my word for Karen Lee, I just feel the letting go of the tension in all the tissues, the muscles in particular, but all the tissues in the body, the letting go of what can't be controlled, the letting go of knowing that some things need to be let go because you have no control over them. It's not for you to resolve everything. It's like taking a box and packing things in the box, sealing the box and putting it over there. And then if you have whatever deity you want to use, you just say, it's up to you, because I want to be more relaxed. I want to be able to be, more energized. I want to go where I want to go, do what I want to do. But it's over there. It's away from your aura. No matter where you have, if you're in a big aura state, put it down the block. So in other words, you're not having all that energy going on in your head, which affects the body, especially the head just doesn't let you sleep sometimes because it's trying to resolve everything. Things that often you can't resolve. There's no way to resolve them. I give thanks in the knowingness. That your intelligence, your awareness, your perception is able to grab hold of the busy mind and get it to relax one way or the other. Some of the things I explained, but it's like knowing that the big energy of love, because you're loved for you, is there to take the issues that you can't figure out what to do. And allow the space, so the answer of what it is that you're concerned about that's getting everything up comes through, because it will. I give thanks in the knowing of this for Karen. It's like I'm sending a little love, a love bubble all the way over to where you are, saying, breathe in your favorite color, your favorite scent, and just know that's your reality. That is what's main, and go from there. And I give thanks in knowing this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, now we go to, and then next, Karen M. Some of those cloud pictures you've been sending me are pretty, I don't know, they're quite fascinating because I love clouds. Okay, Karen, greetings. What do we got here, dear? 13, 17, and 12. 13 is the death symbol. It's the rebirth. And we know that for a long time you've been going through change and a rebirth, but it hasn't shown up specifically for a while. But it says it's all about balancing the energies. And through the balancing of the energy, it's like you can accept the changes and adjust to them. I just feel there needs to be an adjustment, and maybe you'll understand that. It's like you're progressing, yes. Yes, you've got your balance and everything, but there's an acceptance of the change, because we are creatures of habit. We're creatures of, I shouldn't say creatures, should I? We're people of habit. Sorry, where do we creatures came from? So, and that may be how you feel. So it's like knowing the element of the direction that you're going in is that it's up to you to balance it into your life and accept how that looks. Sometimes in transition changes, what looks around, and when we look out and around us, it's not what we expect, or it's not what we specifically want. And to keep the balance and the energy, to keep on with the end goal, because you can't see what the end goal is sometimes, just to know that it's there and you're being led there step by step by step, breath by breath by breath, day by day, is that you have balance and you have awareness. So accept that you're on a journey. Sometimes on journeys, we don't always end up exactly where we think we're going to. And the key here, is, I truly believe, is to know that it's all okay. So let's see what treatment says. Knowing there is one power and one essence, and I speak my word for Karen, I know that there is transition and there is also balance. Within the transition, there is the acceptance of the balance, the power that you have, the awareness of what you have, and what you know so specifically to those things, what you don't really know but is there. There is a whole element here of balance, 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 balance. It's funny, I see this picture in front of me of a long, it's more like a long onion, but we could think of like a long cucumber, and you're cutting and you want all the cuts to be equal in size. And I don't know about you, but I find that hard to do, to that everyone is equal. So it's kind of like accepting that even though this may take a bigger chunk than in some things in your life than this right now, is that it's all okay. It's in the right place and the right manner and the wider manners. I feel excited for you. I feel the transitions are great. Just breathe in and recognize that it is all about being able to integrate. Probably a better word would be integrated, because of the way my hands worked, to integrate the new into what is. I give thanks in the knowing this, and I give thanks as I release this for Karen as she moves forward with great blessings and love. Thank you. Karen B. I don't think, I think we're okay here. Karen Lee, Karen M, now Karen B. Okay. Good evening, Norma. Blessings to everyone. Okay, that's simple and sweet. Yes, I got your note that you received the books, so I hope you're enjoying them. Kayla Tomlin. That's saying blessings to all and thanks to me. Oh, I already said that. Okay, and we did that. Sorry, I'm really out of it. Okay, now we've got Yvonne. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling tired and weak, right? It's theme, I think. Let's have a look at the numbers you gave me. Number 6 often to me is the confusion of, and often, I don't know, with you, I'm just wondering how many people are pulling at you, like, pulling your energy, pulling your mind, pulling your awareness, pulling your interest here, there, everywhere. This can be a confusing time because of all the different input. And it's what it says very, very emphatically is the need to turn you back to that. Like, you can't do it all. You can't be everywhere. You can't do it all. It's basically making you turn. It's like turning your back and saying, okay, I'm going to go forth. And as you go forth, it comes into power. It's almost like I need to do 10 steps. You know what that means? I don't know. I just see that. It's like, I've got this back here. I've got this confusion. I need to kind of let that go in a new way. And the 6 can be to do with responsibility. What responsibilities are there that are draining you? To let it go and embrace, it just sounds a little, but the wonderment of God. The wonderment of God. And allowing that to be refreshed. It's like sometimes when you sit in a hot pool or you go into a different environment and it's just fresh and easy. And that's like what rather than the old strains and trying to fix, trying to maintain, it's like letting go and moving into newness that brings about such freshness and such delight and such awareness that it's just newness. So let's see what we get here. I know there is one power and one essence. As I speak my word for Yvonne, I know that the willingness to let go of responsibility and things that cannot be changed, and also other people who put the responsibility onto you to do their work. It's like enough is enough, and be able to let that go, to be able to move ahead into a whole new situation that takes you way, way, way into newness and beingness, which is great. I got a little God card before, and I just put it out. I don't know, and I'm going to say this to you before I do my treatment. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty all around me. Everywhere I go, I walk in beauty. No confusion, no fear, no awareness, no responsibility for somebody who doesn't want it but gives it to you. All of that, just beauty, which is the same word as love, actually, in this case. So let's give a treatment. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know as I speak my word that Yvonne is strong within herself to take care of her beyond all things. No matter what the responsibilities are, she knows what needs to be done. But when it comes to others that want to pull on her energy, when it comes to thinking, is this the right way I do it or the wrong way I do it, etc., that we tend to do, it can get very confusing. It says, just accept what is and let go of what should, like it looks like I should be doing. Any shoulds, got tos, have tos, bye-bye. Let them go and allow the newness and the power and the beauty to come in. Breathe it in. Be it. Be that. Be that newness that is there waiting for you and flowing in that with all sorts of things. I give thanks in the knowing this for Yvonne. I give thanks in knowing that it's almost like a step. It's like stepping in a different vibration. And you remember, you're not responsible for everybody. People make their own choices. You just need to make sure that you're living on what you're needing to live in and be who you want to be. And so it is. Amen. Karen Lee says, thanks very much. You always have the best advice. I'm so thankful for that. I only say, do what I see, and based on your numbers, my sweetie. Melissa Bobby, hello. It's been so long since I was able to make your Monday live. Well, blessings, welcome, And if there's anything you want, just put some numbers in, and we can even go from there if you know exactly. But thank you. It's good. I'm glad you're back. Karen M. Thanks, Norma. Makes sense. I was cutting an onion as you said that. And I was looking at a long thing, and I think, well, an onion usually is long. So, yeah, I used it, ended up with a Melissa, hi. I'm going to start a new page here. Oh, I love these. I do love Monday nights, I must admit. I would like a treatment for prosperity. One of my topics. 2, 13, and 18. There's your issue there. Okay, let's see what we've got. 2 is what decisions are you making? What are you planning? What are you achieving? Because 13 shows things need to change. But there's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of anxiety. And what happens with that is it clouds everything. So it makes it difficult to you make appropriate decisions and steps. So again, it's your decision, right in the beginning. Number 2, decision to make a change and not let fear, anxiety, overthinking get in the way. Because otherwise, when that's in the way, you don't make the transition, you don't make the change, you don't make the decision to look at life differently or be different. And that you get that, and then you come stuck, and then you find me. Through here. And I say thank you for that. Okay, as a treatment. Okay, the power of love it's like you're in you've seen those beautiful flower things that are in a sort of a encased. I know there's a name for it, but in a case bowl, it's pretty in there, but it doesn't really relate to the air. It's something that goes on. I just feel you're stuck, and you're in a bowl of whatever. Okay. So in knowing that there is one power and one essence, I know that the human spirit, the understanding that love is with us always, whether we see it as a color, whether we see it in words, if we see it in our own hearts. And so when we need to make a decision to change the environment, it becomes easy to make the change because we know that we're supported. To know that it is important to let go of the old way to move forward, because we can want to move forward. And this happens to all of us, but we kind of get frightened because we're not sure what that's going to be. And that's where we need that to believe that what we are wanting will occur and be. And it's sometimes a long journey. Sometimes it's not tomorrow. And that's unfortunately in some of the books, they just expect you to wake up and everything's fine, or wherever you're getting the impetus, I'm going to make a change, but I don't know. No, you don't, because it's creating confusion. It's creating fear because you've got a fear of it not working. And when you have a fear of it not working, even though you know that's what you need to do, and you've already known that, shows me with your numbers, but when you have a fear that it won't, then you don't move. So it's like, where is the trust? So that's what we're going to do the treatment for. And I'm having a drink of water first. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that love is there for us all, that we need to open and allow it in to give us strength, to give us clarity and understanding. I know when I speak my word for Melissa that there are decisions that need to be made here, changes that need to be made, but I also know there is great fear. So as we take the fear and make it small, and it's almost like crumbling leaves, when it's full, the leaves there, and you take them and you can crumble them up into little bits. If you take your fear, instead of seeing it as the big boogeyman, take a little piece of it and look at it and see what little bit you can do not to be fearful of this or that or the other. But I think the bigger picture here is the little word asking. Ask for what you want. And sorry, something crashed into my head. When we were learning how to do mental mind treatments or spiritual treatments, that there was a word that we had: treat and move your feet. And that's what I feel here. It's so funny, crashed into my brain. Treat and move your feet, which means you know in your mind what needs to be done. So you know that universal energy is with you, and then you start moving. And the thing is, very often when people are driven by fear, which is this number 18 here, all the things that could go wrong, is that very often we try to move too fast. We don't make the energy of love, acceptance, and awareness to grow so strong within us that it's easy to make that transition of change. You need to leave the old behind and move into the future. So it's how one does that. How does one move the old? Well, just like I said, first you're going to make the decision, not just be overwhelmed because look at what I don't like this. It's like, okay, what do I want? And it says change, transition out of the old into the new. But the fear is what's keeping you stuck. So how do we take care of fear? First of all, recognizing that's what it is. We used to say fear is false evidence appearing real. So we build it up in our minds as a false evidence appearing real. And if it's a money situation, it looks real. I know, I've been there. But the thing is, it's anything that is now can be changed to something else. I know there's power here. I know as I speak my word is there's strength here, but it's basically, it's the willingness to let go the old and use your breath, use your love, use the understanding of the direction that you want to go in because it needs change, but no fear. Think about that. It's just like dry leaves. Let them go. Because when you make them too big, they become too big. So I give thanks for power, love, clarity, all those things be coming to you with ease, with grace, so you can make the decision to make personal shifts and changes. And I release this thought knowing it is true and it is done for Melissa by saying, and so it is. Amen. Some people say, truly, truly. Karen B. Going to a funeral of a friend tomorrow and need strength. May I have a treatment, please, for numbers 13, 8, and 21. Hang on a minute here. We got to catch up a little bit here. Funeral. So when we're looking at a funeral, we're looking at transition of the spirit from physical form into non-physical form. What your personal belief is about that becomes important. So it gives you strength. And that's what you're asking for, is to know that everything is in its right place and its right timing. That the strength that you require is there. But you got to balance that up. You got to bring that in. And instead of getting into maybe the change that's happening, when a person leaves that's large in our lives, it leaves a hole. And we get to the point sometimes is that we know they're in transition, but we are in its transition too. Because how do we fill the hole up? And that is where knowing that you're loved, that is knowing that you're still here, you're still creating, you're still being all that you can be, so that you can bring that into a place of completeness and balance and awareness. God's everywhere, or whatever you want to call the deity. It's everywhere. The love force is in us, it's in them. And so it's like, yes, funerals are not easy because a friend is gone. Just allow yourself to feel the universal love that's there for you, and allow the essence of that to take place. Allow the essence of you being. because that's what it's all about. So I give thanks in knowing that Karen B can have the strength of balance, awareness, love, understanding, so that she walks totally balanced, totally aware that her friend's transition is into the light, and she can walk with the light with her. And so it is. Amen. Trust that helps, my dear. I love this complaint desk. What does the number 9 mean? Number 9 means the answers inside yourself. It's the hermit, and it shows you know the answers. That's what number 9 means. Yvonne says, thank you very much. Love to all. Ashika, hello, my dear. Okay, 1922. She says, hey, how's it going? Well, actually, it's been going very well. My son was up visiting me this weekend, and it always is great when he's visiting. A mental mind treatment for the recovery of your hip, knee, lower back. Things are finally coming together these past few months. And that is music to my ears, because we've been treating for quite a few months to get this. So really, basically, all your bones, all the bone area. This is an ongoing. See, I like the 7 in this, because you've got change there, change in the 19, and change in the 22. Moving forward in each time. And 7 is the Chariot, where he leaves behind the old on his journey. He is going out into more of a spiritual journey.